Good evening to each and every one of you. And I just again, sorry for the late to start with. We are just due to some technical glitch. We are just a few minutes late. And just as to just give you the recap, why we are here. So the whole aim of this talk, college to corporate, to give the clarity to our younger generation, how they are going to come to the IT career. So there will be, as a whole, the story we are going to just have with one of the successful professionals, how he started his career, what struggle and what he did to build successful career in the core IT. Okay, so this is this particular, and he is working for one of the renowned MNC, okay, Accenture, and the area is little bit new to most of you, okay. So he is having around 19 plus years of exposure in the core IT, and he worked for different domains, starting from the banking, the telecom, the no-code platform. He's, you can say, who's who on that particular part. Okay, so designation wise, he is low-code platform delivery and practice head at Accenture. So that's it, and just without wasting much time, let us welcome Mr. Somnath. So welcome, Somnath, and just welcome to this show, and really great to have you in. So, and we are just looking for some guidance to our younger generation who wants to build their career in core IT. So before going to that, just let us hear from you about what exactly the role you are into. And after that, little bit your struggle to start with your career. So yeah, Somnath.
Sure. Yeah, it's a pleasure, Upendra, to part of your show and part of your initiative. It's a great initiative. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people, I mean, they don't know. I mean, we know each other since long time. Yeah. So starting from our Skydeck days, yeah, and I can very much recall, even in Chicago, we used to go to the office together in in Deepak Verma's car. Yeah, myself, you, and Charlie. And I mean, I had really good memories of Chicago, and really changed in the rest of my life. Yeah. So yeah, starting off, definitely I would I'd like to introduction myself. So myself, Somnath Ghosh, and I have, as you already explained, that I have 19 plus years of IT experience, and I have seen a lot of hiccups, ups and downs in my career, and of course in IT industries. So I started my career around 2000, 2001, I would say, and as a web developer. Okay, so just passing. I have done my HS higher secondary from West Bengal board, and then it can be a classic example of a simple graduate or an engineering graduate, because so then I basically I decided to I was kind of a shaky with the decision that whether I should go for MBA, because I was preparing for different competitive exams. That time, CAT and MAT was on the boom, we can say. So yeah, so I was I was mentally prepared that I would appear for these exams, and then I'll be passing out from a B school, and then I'll be building my career in that avenue. So then suddenly I would say one of my elder brother. Basically I have I am the own child, but one of my relative, my elder brother, cousin, you can say. So he just advised me all of a sudden that why don't you look at the IT IT as a career. So so I mean, as an instinct, I said that IT. I mean, I was not interested, but yeah. But then that I mean that sort of a perception was in my mind, and it took me a few days to come up with the decision. Then I thought that okay, let's why don't IT? So yeah, so let's think about that. I mean, then I basically appeared for some competitive exams, and then uh, I got a chance in Jadavpur University for some yeah, it's a kind of a it's equivalent to the Bachelor of Engineering course. So I appeared that, and I successfully, then I continued, and then I successfully passed out, and then so at that point of time, yeah, it was very less campus opportunity. So but I didn't look, I was not waiting for those campus opportunities. I thought in my mind, I mean, I was thinking that okay, let's start from a small company. So where I should learn, everything of, I mean, everything of as a starter. Okay, as a starter, I should learn everything, and that attitude was inside me, and that hunger was also inside me. So that attitude and that hunger also, I mean, everyone should carry. Everyone, the freshers and the graduates or engineering graduates, everyone should have that hunger. So yeah, so I had that, and then I basically I did. I mean, what I did. So I prepared my resume. Okay, so I got a kind of advice from some elder sort of my relatives, or some sort of seniors, and then I just prepared my resume and reviewed by them that what should be my I mean resume as a starter. So because I don't have any exposure at all, I have only exposure of some dummy projects. Okay, so dummy projects in Fox Pro, C++, so blah blah blah. So then and also some dummy projects of, the web developer, like JavaScript, those HTMLs and CSS. So those sort of languages or skills. So then I basically searched through internet that what are the companies in Calcutta, maybe the small companies, they are working in these areas. So that time .NET was a boom, and sorry, .com was a boom. I mean, Y2K, just sunset of Y2K, and .NET was a boom, and .com was a boom. And then, I mean, a lot of companies were working on these web development, portal development, website development. So I can remember one of the company called, it was that time, the name of the company, 123.com or 123greetings.com. They have an office in, I can still remember, they have an office in Southern Avenue. Okay, so near to Dhakuria Lake. So that was my first interview. I just walked down to that office, and I smartly inside. I mean, went inside and spoke to the first. I spoke to the receptionist. Then they were not allowing me to. They told me as usual that you give me your CV, then we'll definitely, if your CV is suitable and all, then we'll call you up. But I was kind of, I was a tough nut. So basically, I told her, no, I am. I mean, whatever the time that should be fine for me. I want to see your HR. I want to visit your HR. Okay. So I'm sitting here, and I will not leave this place until I visit your HR. Yeah. So that was my attitude, and then, yeah. So I was sitting down. That suddenly these people were something gathering, and they were discussing among themselves that okay, this guy came, and this guy was saying, and kind of adamantly maybe So saying that he wants to visit the our HR. So, but yeah, finally the HR came, and he a gentleman, very good behavior, and he asked me to sit down, and then we basically he introduced himself, and then we I mean we had a long chat. I told him that I am a fresher, so I'm not carrying any exposure at all, but I want an exposure. You just you give me an exposure. You just see that how my performance goes, and then obviously, I mean, you give me some probationary period, and obviously you judge my performance, and then you decide. Okay, so because in my mind that, I mean, if for 3 months or 6 months if they give me the opportunity, okay, and if after 6 months they say that for some reason, I mean, I was confident that, okay, I mean, I'll not be, I mean, I won't be a low performer, maybe average, but not a great performer, but maybe average standard. So if they ask me, okay, you go, ask me to leave, then that 6 months it will be I mean, real life projects exposure in my resume, so I can utilize it. So
Yeah. So
right.
here, just I will stop you a few seconds. So ultimately, what I got that just after passing your this whatever the degree, and then to get into this the first that crack the job, I think. Okay. So what was the time span? Because here, number of questions I used to get from the fresher, and the question is, who will give us job as a fresher? Nobody is just entertaining it. Okay. And now the situation is much more better compared to that around the 20 years back, right?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
so what was there in your mind? So there is no as such call, you went there. And so what was going on in your mind? What made you to think, okay, let me try? Because this thing somehow the fresher graduate used to think, no, no, I'm not going to get job. And so what exactly here in this situation? Because see, right now you are successful, leading one of the great company, great division, right? But
Yeah.
we need to understand the initial stage, because we all have different levels of struggle. Okay, so just I wanted to know what was going on in your mind before you were entering to that 123 .com, that particular. So what was the maybe one two chatter going on? So if yes,
Right.
no, can you please elaborate a little bit? You already explained it, but still I want that line. What was going on in your mind?
Yeah, to be honest, Upendra, I mean, there are a lot of things was going on in mind. I mean, before I enter, before I was entering in 123.com. So, few things I should obviously mention over here that, I mean, I mean, I'm entering without any interview call or any prior schedule of interview. So I mean, they obviously, I mean, they can ask me to leave. They will not entertain me. That I made my mind. But I was trying. Okay, I was trying my luck. Okay, so and three things. Obviously, it will be also my own advice to all the freshers. Okay, that, I mean, if you have dedication, if you have passion or determination, then obviously there will be definitely success will come to your life. And then there are also some twists and twists in my career. So I'm not finished yet. So 123.com, I mean, I spoken to them, then they called me for several rounds of interviews, but ultimately I didn't get that job. Okay,
Okay.
so yeah, so then I again used to carry my resume and used to work for those I mean, I was searching for those companies, and suddenly I found a small company in Dalhousie area. Okay,
Okay.
so yeah, that was name of some Net Perfect or something. It was a farm, and they basically typically web development company. I mean, they also develop this greetings card website and all these things. And so I suddenly I spoke to their MD, their founder. Basically, I just forgot his name. the gentleman spoke to me, and suddenly I mean, he found something within me, and then he told me that, okay, so when from when you will be able to join? I said tomorrow. So he said, okay, tomorrow. Yeah. So you come, you join after 2 days. I mean, there was, because next day was Saturday, Sunday. So then and they given me the offer letter and all. So then I started career, and I was very happy. I mean, I was over the moon actually. Yeah. So that was my first job. I mean, salary is needless to mention. I mean, but I was not looking for that salary amount. I was not. I mean, to be honest. That was the path breaking thing or in my career. So I started there, and then I worked for them 1 year, and then after that I switched a better company, better stable company. That was also in that area. There is a, I mean, Great Eastern Hotel. So I can recall the company was I just forgot the name of the company, Tech Dreamers or something. But they used to work in Java, servlets and all. So I was very much passionate about this Java and all these. Okay, Java J2E. So then I started working there, but unfortunately that company was shut down. So that was, I mean, that also I have seen. Then I suddenly got a call from a company which is in Baliganj. So that was kind of a, launching pad, you can say, in my career. After that, I worked for a lot of MNCs like TCS, HCL, I mean, Tech Mahindra, Oracle Financial, iFlex, and all. But that company was small company. Its name was Uvan. So I went there. Yeah, Uvan Technologies is in Baliganj. There was a restaurant, famous restaurant, Baliganj Dhaba. So
Yeah.
just beside there was a building called Park Plaza. So I can still remember fifth, sixth, and seventh floor. They have office. They're a typical company. I mean, they have IT cell, and they had IT cell, and they also had an engineering cell. Engineering cell. When I say engineering cell, that is basically for civil engineers. So they used to design, draft, and all these for the construction of any building or factories and all. So core engineers are also used to work there. But it was a same office, so used to jail with core engineers as well, and they were basically used to pull our legs. Oh, you guys are IT and all this. But yeah, but that was very funny. So what was my job there? So I was responsible for that company in IT. They used to also develop different websites, different application software, and all. There was a famous bidding website. Probably, Upendra, you know that, elance.com,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right? So that company was high rated in that elance.com. They used to bid. They then used to bid for website development. Used to bid for different application software development, and they were very high rated. So the MD of the company, I can still remember his name, Mr. Sumant Kothari. Okay, so he told me that he used to manage everything. I mean, you have to do the development, you have to design that software, whatever, so application software or any sort of website. You have to bid, you have to propose the solution. When you will be after bidding, if the bid will be qualified, then you have to send a proposal. Initially I'll help you how to do that, but as a kind of a software developer, you know the technical things, so
Yeah.
you need to handle. That was a career. That was a path breaker in my career, because when I was used to send the proposal, I used to bid, and I used to do the solution in that proposal. In that point of time, and in that shorter term of experience, I think no one is so much blessed to got that sort of experience. I mean, that pre-sales or sort of solutioning experience. So I got that, and I was very exciting for that. For particular that sort of that sort of mode of job, and then I did it very seriously, and I was also working there in 1.5 years. Then also there was, they have given me the chance to uh, go for on-site and all. They have their own office in Belgium and all, and so they offered me once to go to Belgium, and in US also they have some business. So anyway, so then suddenly I got a call from TCS
Okay.
Kolkata.
So I'm
Yeah,
stopping here.
yeah,
So in this phase, basically, you have learned a couple of technology. That means you started as a web developer, right? Then you moved to maybe some sort of pre-sales kind of thing. Also, you did, right? And other than that, web development, anything else technically means Java or something you work on or what?
yeah. Java, JSP, yeah. That time Java, JSP, ASP,
Okay.
yeah. So
Yeah.
all these
So
technologies.
let me, Somnath, just conclude here whatever we got the message, because here our main aim is to help the graduates or just who have started their career in IT. I used to get a lot of query that, okay, I am into development. I don't want to switch my line. Otherwise, my experience will not be counted. And I don't want, I have to stick into this only. The main reason, that experience only. So what exactly advice you want to give to those who want to just stick to the specific line only, whether he is going to means go on top of it or not? So what advice you want to give to those mindset professionals or the freshers, they started their career here?
That's a very good question, Upendra. That's a very good question. And I was about to, mention all these. But
Yeah.
anyway, if you ask, so I'm
Yeah.
very happy to answer all these,
Yeah.
because this is very much important for the freshers, the fresh graduates.
Mhm.
So in our time, the arena was different. The era was completely different. The mindset was you have to be a developer. Then you get your experience as a senior developer, then a project lead or team lead. Still, you will be a developer. Okay, then you got the chance. Then you got the breakthrough as a project manager. So that time our mindset was, okay, manager is kind of, they used to handle the resource and all. They don't deal it for all these technicals and all. So they just manage the resources. They manage the projects. They plan the projects and all these. Yeah. But now, I mean, within these 19, these last 10, 14 years, what I have learned and I have seen basically.
Mhm. Yep.
So now the complete scenario has been changed. Okay. So now I have seen MNCs or any companies are targeting B school students for sales and pre-sales. Okay, just mind it, B school students or any sort of, uh, I mean, uh, MBA graduates or PGDI, whatever, PG diploma graduates who has done their, graduate, master MBAs in finance or in marketing or retail or any sort of industry. So they are targeting all these candidates. Okay, and also, obviously that trend is there. Technical, fresh engineering graduates, people, companies go to the campus. Even I also conducted a lot of campus interviews. We recruit, we recruit developers as a fresher level, and we used to judge their technical mindset. Typical questions like C++, okay, and data structures and all. So for these pre-sales and sales sort of roles, so because a lot of roles has been created over the years. Okay, those roles were not in our time. So those roles has been created in IT industries, and there was, some people in IT industry, they think about, they really think about that, okay, I mean roles are basically, no, if a guy want, if a guy uh, needs to be, needs to work on sale, of course, IT sales or pre-sales or something, they have to be kind of a techie guy. Okay, it helps, it definitely helps, because a person, a fresh graduate when he's entering into the IT company and as a developer, he or she has to learn about the delivery. About, I mean, of course he or she does coding. He or she end of the day delivers their tasks, okay, and upload the code to Jenkins or whatever, SVN and all. But they are also learning about the delivery approaches, okay, delivery processes. So that is required to become a delivery manager. So okay, and also in a delivery centric project, people don't get flavor of this, what role I'm mentioning, sales or pre-sales or something like that. So when a person is working in a delivery centric project, I mean, in my career in different companies, I used to try to identify people's mindset, okay. So among 10 people, few people are techie mindset, and they want to code, and they are very much techie. They have some analytical ability as well. Few people are very much sales oriented. They are very much smart. They used to talk. They used to interact. They have a very capable of, I mean, they are capable of creating very good presentations, very good documentations. So these are very much required to sustain in IT industries right now, the trend. So yeah, these are the things over the years I have gained. I mean, I have seen and I have gained, Upendra. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thanks so much. So ultimately, what I can conclude here is only the technical part. Along with that, if we will have that pre-sale or those ideas, the combination is going to be deadly as per whatever exposure you have in last 19, 20 years, right? Now,
Right.
coming back to, you mentioned that you used to just go for some campus or something related recruitment,
Right.
right?
Right.
So what advice you would like to give to, again, the freshers or the final year student, or just the professionals who are struggling to get into core IT? From where to what should be their thought process, and what any one or two just advice for the freshers, how they should at least start preparing to get into job?
Right. That's
Just
also
a
a
very
very good
common
point.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, very good point. So, in my campus interview, what I used to judge, I mean, I still, if I go, I mean, I have done a lot of campus interview for my last organization, Tech Mahindra. Okay.
Okay.
So, I used to go to different colleges. So, like Heritage Institute of Technologies and all, Durgapur NIT, and there are a lot of engineering colleges. So, my tendency, I used to ask to the students that, okay, forget about it. You do. I am assuming that you know C++, data structure, and everything. Okay. I mean, whether you are computer science students or IT, because now in other streams, mechanical and in civil and electrical, electronics, C++ are common. Okay.
Yeah.
So I used to ask them, I mean, I used to judge their mindset, how they are coping up with the latest IT trends. Okay. Latest, when I say latest IT trends, that means that I used to judge them that whether they are proactively studying on the internet about data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotic process automation, and they whether they have interest how the industry is evolving from towards the digitization, right? So these are the things. If someone, I mean, I have seen, I mean, a lot of students were proactively studying on this, because so that way you can study the mindset of these freshers or graduates. I mean, those they are about to pass out or they just passed out. So that way you can judge their mindset. Okay, this guy is really proactively I mean, they're willing to learn about the latest IT trends, because these are the IT trends have to, I mean, these will be staying over the years, I mean, next 10 years or 15 years in IT industry. There is no doubt at all. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotic process automation, low code, no code, okay, cloud computing, right? So, 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 uh, so these are the things. So that way, that was my personal viewpoint. So I used to judge their mindset. I mean, maybe someone has different approach, but of course, the basic whatever the curriculum they have, like C++ data structure, I had few questions from those
Okay.
as well. But yeah.
Okay. So here, what I conclude saying that if guys are just about to finish their graduation or started just looking for job, at least current trend starting from data science or maybe machine learning or whatever related to that, cloud database and all those trend where it is going, they should have some baseline or overview on it. So this is really one of the great point that input will help those professionals. So that is helping them to crack the interview, right?
Absolutely. At least they should know the history of these evolution of IT industry. Okay, and I mean, this is my personal advice or recommendation to every freshers or graduates who are passing out, about to pass out, or just passed out from the colleges. They should, when they are studying something, when they have, I mean, this is something to the people who have just started career in IT company. Okay, so the people who has just started their career in IT company, just think about it, why you are doing that particular task. And I mean, I have seen that tendency. Okay, most of the people work mechanically. Okay, so they don't think about why I am doing it and what is the objective of I mean, this sort of task, and why I am giving. I mean, let's say for an example, I have given this integration terminology. When I started the practice TIPCO in Skytech, so in TIPCO and integration, we say the interface. I mean, basically from one application like SAP, we used to get the data from SAP and we need to send to the Oracle database, right? So something like that. So when I give those two sort of interface to two resources that you just have this task and you need to complete it. Okay, so all data are available in Oracle also and SAP also. You need to just transform it and you need to send it to the target application. So one guy was doing it very mechanically. He just, he did it and he said, okay, I have done. We can see the data in the Oracle database. Okay, from SAP it has been transmitted. But another guy, he took time. But when I asked him that, why we have done it? I mean, why I have given you, and what is the business functionality? Why customer has asked us to asked us to work on this? So he did it. I mean, he answered it very well, and that shows that this guy, when he has worked on this particular thing, he has his thought process. Okay, and he has analyzed it. And that way also, I mean, you can judge someone's mindset that, okay, this guy, I mean, that way also, I mean, you can judge someone's mindset that, okay, that can also open up someone's career path or someone career, open up the door in the career as a business analyst as well. So this is my complete advice to everyone, that whenever you are doing some programming, some coding, you think about it. I mean, what is the target? What is the goal you will achieve? So that is missing. I have seen in a lot of resources. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So the conclusion is yes, the coding or whatever you are doing, what is the end product? What exactly the end result you are going to achieve? That
Absolutely.
system or that thought process should be clear, and that is going to help you to just go much more higher position in short span of time.
Right.
No,
Sometimes, I mean, in a sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
So basically, sometimes we need to wear the hat of the users. Okay, we have to think about the user's perspective. That why we are doing it. What is the goal that user should achieve for my end result? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Thank you. Now, the next question related to a lot of guys, just at least reaching to me, I used to interact with them saying that, sir, I got campus last 2 years back, maybe 3 years back, 4 years back, And now we realize that something called a tech support or something, and there is no as such career growth on it. To start with, 1 year, 2 year, we never realized this is not hardcore IT. But now already 3, 4 year, and there is no as such good scope. And due to this automation, things are not pretty good in this area now. Maybe 3, 4 years, what exactly the options as per you or your advice, what should they do? Because they are having 3, 4 years of experience. So keeping in mind that thing, what should they do? What action if they want to switch their career in the core IT? So any 1 or 2 advice you would like to give to those guys?
Absolutely. I'd love to. I love to do so. So, so there is no point of frustration or depression. Okay, if you are now working in a kind of a tech support role, and I'm assuming that in our IT support role, Upendra knows, we call it as L1, L2, and L3, but whatever. I mean, tech support role, no need to be frustrated or depressed, because I mean, I don't know how much exposure you are getting to the applications where what you are supporting in your organization and in your project. Rather, I'm not sure about that, but I mean, your tendency should be, you should try to get that exposure. You try to get into you try to do a deep dive of that particular project what you are working as a tech support. Okay, so maybe you are working as a L1 support, we call in IT terms. We can call it as application maintenance support term in L1. So L1 means, I mean, basically we just the ticket has been raised, and then the ticket you need to analyze, and you need to route it to the L2 support sort of a thing. So yeah, right. So you try to get into that. I mean, try to make a deep dive. I'm sure you won't get that if you are in a L1 role or tech support role. You won't be. I mean, you won't be given that exposure. In parallel, you continue your passion, whatever you have in IT career, and maybe your passion or your passion in data science. Okay, your passion in cloud computing. Okay, so your passion in database, maybe. Yeah, now database is also a relation with the cloud. Upendra knows very well. I mean, Oracle is also now, its calling is that. I mean, they're also in the cloud. Every Microsoft, Azure, AWS, everywhere. I mean, and it is completely a cloud surrounded world, IT world. So you just continue with your study and with your what I can say, you try to continue to explore this. Okay, and try to appear for the interview for this what you are doing. I mean, what you are studying, or what you have passion in data science or cloud computing or whatever roles. I mean, whatever technology, and you try to appear the interview. Maybe for few application you won't get any call, but never know. I mean, any company will call you as well for the interview. You try to appear in the interview as much as you can, and definitely after 1 or 2 interviews, you will gain confidence, and definitely I'm very sure you will get a job in your 3rd interview, or maybe in the 2nd interview. Yeah.
Great, thank you. So let me conclude, Somnath, that ultimately whatever you are doing, just keep doing it. Apart from that, whatever you would like, because there are a number of options are there, you need to do some research and choose anyone what you would like, and just do some study, do related thing, and just start giving interview. By giving this, you will be coming to know what they are looking for. On the basis of that, prepare yourself and do again further interview, and ultimately you are going to achieve what you are looking for.
Absolutely.
Now, related to that, just adding one more point here, that suppose database or suppose cloud, we are having different cloud, right? Same for in the data science, we are having different vertical or different line, right? So as per whatever exposure, vast exposure you have. So what advice you will give, on what basis any person want to build? So there are so many information is there in the internet. So how to conclude, and what is the role of mentor for anybody's career to choose what they are looking for? So what is your take on this? What should be their maybe first or second choice? How they should proceed?
Yeah, that's also a very good question. So, yeah. So, in our time, there was no Udemy, or there was no, cloud era or something like that, right?
True.
So, I think these generations people are very lucky to get those Udemy and all these. So, my suggestion would be definitely, mentor is required. At that point of time, we didn't have any sort of mentor, but as we got exposure in different IT companies, we tried to get some mentor. That is obviously human psychology. We used to work in the project, and we get seniors advice from seniors and all these. But right now there are a lot of mentoring things. People can use their definitely a mentor is of course help to some extent, I would say, because to mentor or career counselor, I would say. So they can guide in a right avenue or right path to the mentees, right?
Yeah.
And also they can set their what are they can at least tell them about the key drivers, okay? Key drivers to that should those should drive their in to get into a good IT corporate job. So, and also what are the technologies they should target, right? So, and also mentor can help to an individual, that individual, they can read their mindset. So so they understand that, okay, this guy is kind of a sales oriented guy, or so they he is not he can't he will definitely get success in the I mean as a techie or as a developer, but I think he or she will get more success as a business analyst, as a sales role or pre-sales role, or as a marketing role. So those things are really required. For those reasons, a mentor is required definitely. So
Okay.
if that, yeah, right.
Thank you. And now coming back to just two questions, because we are already done with almost coming to close of our time. So one thing you have written here, and this is little new to me: low code practice. What is low code practice? Can you give a little bit the idea what exactly this is all about? If you
Absolutely,
don't mind, yeah.
absolutely. So low code practice is not a it's not a I would say that it's not a it's a very common term nowadays. It is very much related to the cloud, okay,
Okay.
and of course digital transformation, right?
Mhm.
So low code no code came into the picture with hand in hand of cloud modernization, legacy modernization or cloud modernization. So when you are when you have your mainframe applications, when you have your traditional Java .NET build applications, and
Mhm.
you'd like to obviously you have to you have those in your on premise, okay, you don't have in cloud, but
True.
as your organizational drives to go to the cloud, so you have to be switched migrate to the cloud. So, and you don't need this strategy, because you have challenge of a lot of things like maintenance, and also the user experience is one of the thing I should mention. User, when I say user experience, that means the UI, okay, UI or user experience. When you are building a portal, or a shopping cart or e-commerce portal, that UI or UX is very much important. So that is also a unique part of low code no code platform. So low code no code platform very much a cost products in this now in the markets. So people, I would advise people to go into the Google and search for Gartner Magic Quadrant or Forrester Wave. So they are the leading market survey leader, and they basically comes up with the ratings of all the technologies are sustaining in IT. So for low code no code platform, if you search in Google that Gartner Magic Quadrant low code no code platform, they will see that in Gartner Magic Quadrant there are different quadrants like leaders, challengers, visionaries, and followers. So in leader quadrant you will see OutSystems, Mendix, Appian, Uncork, and all these, and there are also famous product leaders like Pega and all. They are also used to claim as a low code no code platform.
Okay.
So these are also there. So low code no code platform, that is why it came into the market, that it can help you rapidly build the application, or rapidly you can develop the application what you are doing traditionally in Java and .NET, because you don't have to code over here. You just the product or when technologies I have mentioned, OutSystems or Mendix, these products are very much robust and they have inbuilt features of, it is just configurable. You can just drag and drop some features to build a UI, okay, or build a screen or forms. You can do it, okay,
Okay.
and you don't have to code, and you can do any sort of backend integration, or any sort of database connection, or you can configure your backend logic. You don't have to write any code. That is why they are saying low code and no code. So time to market is very, very faster. So what you are doing, developing in Java and .NET, let's say a project, duration or timeline, for go live, was 8 months, 9 months, even 1 year. And for this implementation using low code platforms like OutSystem, Mendix, it will take hardly 3 to 4 months, and even half or quarter of a resource. Okay,
Wow.
so
Yeah,
so that is
that
the
is
power of.
really great. Yeah, really great insight you gave, Somnath. Now, coming to almost last of our that program, that question is, what is the role of book in your entire career? And whenever I'm talking about book, it's not the technical book, non-technical book. So, any one or two your top book you want to share that change your, or it made effect on your as a whole thought process or your as a whole career?
Uh, I mean, I would say book. Definitely, in general, generally speaking, I was used to read books, but not I was a bookworm, but yeah, I used to read book. So there were different books influenced me in my career. So I would like to mention that. Of course, in my IT profession, or whatever, I'm doing now. I was my another passion was I was a good cricketer. Okay, and I sacrificed that due to, yeah. So I played cricket, good cricket standard from my district. From even I got chance in Junior Bengal as well. So yeah, so obviously I had some heroes in my mind. In definitely, of course, Saurabh Ganguly is one of that, because he was one of the icon, because I developed my leadership skill by watching him as well. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, one of so that is why I really admire his leadership skill, and I learned a lot of leadership skills, and from Saurabh Ganguly, because when he took the team to Australia, the way he led, and the way he led the team in the field, and the way he battled to the Australians, because before that, there was no leader or captain. No one has that guts to, face. talk face to face to an Australian. Yeah, so that those skills I have leveraged in my IT career. I mean, so one of my boss in Tech Mahindra, so he asked me. I mean, that time I was not exposed in this real sort of a large proposal or solutioning and all. So all of a sudden he asked me that you have to create a presentation, okay, and topic is uh, enterprise application integration in telecom, okay, and you have to create that presentation today and you have to present it tomorrow, and don't ask me anything. And so I was really I mean, my eyes was in tears that what I should do. But that, I mean, drives me, I mean, that drove me rather. I mean, I used to awake in the late night and I thought, and then I created that presentation, and then the next day I thought that, okay, when whatever bullshit I'll talk, and I'll talk confidently, okay. And I did that presentation, and after that, the same what was I was thinking, and I just told you that whatever I will talk, I mean, obviously I didn't talk nonsense. I mean, the topic only, EI in telecom, so enterprise application in telecom, and the same thing he repeated, and he told me that the way you showed the, I mean, you presented and you showed the guards, whatever you told, and you told very confidently, and I am very much impressed. And that's I need that sort of guy, that who can talk in front of the customer, okay, and who can definitely convince the customer. So yeah.
No, that's great. Now we are almost end of the time. Now the just within maybe 30-second advice to all the students who are just started their career in the IT. Any 30-second advice from the Somnath, who have around 20 years of exposure in this industry?
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. So just I would request to just, if you can repeat the question, please.
Yeah, question is basically any one specific advice you would like to give to the freshers who started their career just maybe a year back or just about to start. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So, but definitely, I mean, my personal recommendation or advice to all these, I mean, I would say associates, or who has just started their career in different IT MNCs, or maybe not MNC, because I started my career, I mean, not with MNC. Okay, I started my career in a small company. So people who are working on a small farm, IT farm, I mean, no need to be depressed or something. So you just, I mean, everyone, my recommendation is, whatever roles you have given, whatever roles, maybe you have given a developer roles, or you have given a sales role, or marketing role, or business analyst role, or whatever roles, you just be, I mean, you try to perform these roles, and try to get into the deep of these roles, okay, try to dig that, I mean, try to make a deep dive. And as I mentioned in the earlier in my program, that whatever you are doing, you have to think about it. You have to wear the thinking hat on your hat, I mean, on your head. So it should be on. So why I am doing it? Why? What is the? I mean, why? What should I achieve? I mean, what should be the end result? And why customer will? What customer will gain from it? You have to
Okay.
think as a user perspective as well, because someone, what you are developing now, someone will be using, right? So so then only you can definitely perform. You can definitely perform for your organization, and you can definitely perform on your own. Okay. So of course we all are individuals. We all want our personal growth. The more we will run, and more we will sustain in the industry. So
Yeah.
because IT industry is
Great.
evolving, so definitely, and try
Great.
to
So yeah.
get, yeah,
Yes.
try to be try to proactively study and learn all these technologies. What nowadays is a boom kind of digital transformation, and it will be definitely stay for the next 10 to 15 years, maybe more than that. Yeah. And
Great.
also another career, to conclude this
Yeah.
Q&A session with Upendra, I just want to advise to the people
Mhm.
that people who are also have some experience or have passion about the industry domains, like maybe the banking or finance, or maybe telecom, maybe marketing, retail, entertainment, media. Okay,
Mhm.
so if you try to study their industry processes, their business processes, how things are, because when I say business process, you have to understand the functionality. Most of us understand our banking and insurance. Okay, we have the account.
Yeah.
Uh, we have the account in every bank, and we have our life insurance. So we mostly we understand those. So try to make a deep dive. So the reason I am saying is because this will open up another door in your career as a business analyst. Okay, so there are different roles in IT industry. So not only a technical roles is not the end of this IT. There are obviously, there is amalgamation and of roles. So business analyst is a very very important role in IT industry. So you have to think about it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Somnath, for giving that all the starting from your struggle, then what exactly the student they should think, maybe in the while recruitment, what are the points they should be just focusing on, and again to end with the industry oriented. So really, it's a great talking to you, and definitely hope this definitely help the professionals or the fresh graduate to build their career into different levels. So
Absolutely.
thank you very much for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Upendra.
Okay, so here is the deal. Let me conclude whatever Mr. Somnath just gave us the start with. We all are going to struggle. Don't just get fear with struggle. Everybody, each and every person, professional, maybe 10 year, 20 year, 30 year back. Now he is leading a good team, entire practice lead. He started with what? Just as a simple web developer. Now he just leaded different things, that means telecom sector, the banking sector, the airline sector, see what not. So we have to start in whatever work, whichever project, whichever specific module, you have to think in the as a whole, end result, end product. Don't focus on only this thing, I got it, I done, fix it, done. No. As a whole, the thinking process should be the end, as a whole complete picture. The more picture, all these bigger picture we will able to see, sooner we will able to achieve whatever we are looking for. So that's it. Hope this particular session is going to help a lot in your coming future. And just wait for one more week, and we will be just meeting with one more versatile guest, maybe in the core IT, different sectors are there. So till then, bye-bye, and just see you on next week with everyone. So